Hi guys, let's go over topic 2. This is the last assignment for Tuesday. There's only 2 questions. Again, the two things I would do is I would have your slides open over here so you can easily access the information, and then have your assignment open on the right hand side, or vice versa. You do you. If you want to flip sides, I'm not going to stop you because I'm not going to know you're doing it. Anyway, all right. So number 2 is actually a blend over from part of our last unit, and it's about poverty in American cities. So the first one says describe 3, not 1, not half, not 2, not 4, 3 examples of poverty that you can see in the photos by Jacob Riis. So here we go. Actually, you should be able to point out how the other half lives was something we talked about in 2 of our documentaries that we watched. All right, I'm gonna have to make this bigger because I cannot see. So we're looking for 3 examples of poverty. Poverty being what? Think about it real quick. Hopefully you said poverty meaning people that don't have a lot of money or material items. Poor people, all right? So poverty, here we go. How the Other Half Lives is a book by Jacob Riis that highlighted poverty in American cities using photographs. I wonder why he would use photographs instead of writing about it. Why do you think? Hopefully, you were thinking that photographs are kind of more shocking than words on the paper. We respond more to something we can physically see as opposed to simply reading about. So he was actually an immigrant working as a police reporter in New York. He was often referred to as a muckraking journalist. Here we go. Look, here are the tenements in New York City around 1900. This does not look like a place you would want to be necessarily. All of this, you guys see all this? This is laundry being strung out from apartment windows to dry. Let's see, let's make this a little bit bigger. All right. All right, the streets look kind of dirty. You're gonna have, look, all that wet laundry is gonna drip down until it totally dries. You have a whole bunch of people in a really tiny space. Same thing over here. So document number 1. Riis took this photograph in a dark, windowless tenement in 1890. The men and women in the photograph did not know they were going to be photographed and were surprised when he discharged a bright flash to take the photo. In his notes, Riis reported that the 13-foot room slept 12 men and women, 2 or 3 in bunks set in a sort of alcove, here we go, and the rest were then on the floor. So you guys probably can't even count them. I can only count 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5, 6, but there's actually 12 people in a 13-foot room. Document number 2. This image shows an Italian immigrant and her baby sitting in a windowless one-room tenement. Can you guys imagine living in a room without windows? So not like your windows closed with the blinds, but like no windows, no options for light. The room contains all of their possessions, so everything they own, including one rolled up mattress and a pallet to her right, be over here, okay, that likely served as their bed. So this is everything they own in a dark, windowless apartment. Document 3. This photograph was taken in Mulberry Bend, one of the most dangerous areas of the notorious Five Points neighborhood in New York City. The image shows a man sitting in front of a dilapidated or run down, beat down, broken in shack. Riis reported that he paid the man 10 cents to sit for the portrait. So here we are. This is just the picture enhanced a little bit for you guys to actually see. But people would live in these things. Let's go. That is the end of our slides. So 3 examples of poverty that you have seen. There are plenty in each of these photographs over here. Then you need to explain why you believed he titled his book, How the Other Half Lived. So if the poor are one half, what is the other half? And then why do you think he needed to take pictures? And why do you think that he needed to name his book How the Other half lives. All right, guys, I hope you had fun. I hope this reminded you of a couple of things. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, if you want to make a video of yourself answering these questions instead of typing them up, if you want to have a conversation with Ms. Schaefer, whatever you guys want to do to answer these questions and kind of interact with material is absolutely fine with me. I miss you guys. I hope you're having a great time. Bye.